Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see, that isn't working yet. Yeah, can be better then. Right, how's everybody doing? I need to open that over there and that over there, and then we're all good. Alright, so we've got Kerry, Black Magic Society, Richard, Jeffrey, or Jeff, and Divs. Hello, welcome. I see Kerry's got a couple questions already. And missing Tracy. Yeah, I'm missing Tracy for a while. Kerry said he wants to give credit to Agaras. Yeah, let's make this bigger. Hold on. If I can. Can I? No, I can't. If I do that. That's too much. That's better. Okay. You want to give credit to Agaras for his help with a rough draft testimony for the Narton rule bill next session. I showed it to a criminal defense attorney and he was impressed. Good stuff. Nice. I was having trouble attacking the law week up now and asked Agaras for the words and he took over. I'm so grateful. Alright, so you asked, have you known the spirits to manifest themselves physically? I had an incident of knocking on my wall at 3 a.m. one morning and knew it was Agaras signaling that the wheels were in motion for our project to restore the insanity defense in Kansas. You do tend to kind of get those physical manifestations in the sense of, as you said, like something like knocking or a sense of energy flowing around you, or a breeze or a wind or heat or something like that. Those kind of physical manifestations, yeah. Things like knocking and stuff are often attributed to the dead, really. Usually those more chthonic spirits, and in terms of Agaras, we're probably talking about chthonic spirits anyway. So yeah, you might find that does happen. So yeah. You also asked, where is it? Would you say of the practice getting down to the basics requires being grounded in the present, one's environment, be it the land, one's home, or sense of community? It's part of it, yeah. I mean, getting down to basics is really about the foundational work, the foundational practices that we do, which is meditation, concentration, focus, trance work, energy work, all of that stuff, all the foundational stuff, that's basics. But yeah, connecting with the land, with the environment, in some cases the community, is definitely part of that. And also being grounded and centered, also, yeah, very big practice in the basics, really. Yeah, I'd say yes. Oh, and Hubris is here, and Andrea and Zanka. Hello. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Hope everybody's good and everybody had a good week. All right. Just do that because that's a bit weird to watch me having a delayed response. JJ, hello. Will Hecate show confirmation she is open to working with me? Can do. It depends. It becomes a very personal thing, a personal relationship. And I'm finding a lot more people are getting called to work with Hecate. So the likelihood is probably quite high. And James is here. Hello, James. But confirmation, the difficulty there, sometimes it comes in kind of subtle ways. It can be in dreams, it can be in some kind of sign symbolism. And sometimes we are kind of looking for it in something else and we miss when it came along. So that does happen on quite a lot of occasions where we kind of like looking for a sign or a symbol or something like that, and we just miss it because we were looking in the wrong place. So just stay open, stay open to all possibilities. and reach out, ask, and see if the confirmation comes. And you can also use divination to just get that confirmation, find out if it's a yes or a no, or if you do get some kind of sign and you're not, just check if it was actually a sign or if it wasn't. Sometimes we do have we do get a bit hopeful. So we kind of like see something and immediately think it's a sign, and it's not really. It was just a natural occurrence. But yeah, so do your divination, all that usual stuff. There you go. Right. That's a pleasure, absolute pleasure, Jada. No problem. Just trying to think. Well, I don't think I've really got much to report other than what I told everybody last week. What I'm busy with. All the same stuff. If anybody is following the Black Book of Obi Mero working that I'm doing on Patreon, then you would have known. You know what's going on there already. I posted about it today. So, yeah. Other than that, no, not really much. I've just been recording and editing and making videos for next month, and then I can get back to doing the necromancy course, so I can get that finished and uploaded onto Witch Academy. Yeah. Right, James. Hello, James. Let's see. Lee, do you have opinion on the purity requirements found in ceremonial magic? Are they a technical requirement, or are they an explicitly anti-body ethical position, or something else entirely? By purity requirements, I'm guessing you're talking about periods of fasting, the body as the temple, things like that, and ritual cleansing baths, and before you do ritual, all of that stuff. Is that what you're talking about when you're saying purity requirements? Fasting and abstinence. Yeah, they definitely have a place. They definitely have a function, and in some cases, not for everybody, they can be very, very helpful. The fasting aspects and the abstinence and stuff. In regards to fasting from foods and drinks and things like that, there is a cleansing process that happens when you're doing that. Quite often, people might not be like a complete fast, no water, no food or anything like that. It may be just going onto a liquid diet for a day or two to cleanse the body. So there's that cleansing aspect. There's also the aspects of, especially still in regards to like fasting and stuff, it can put you into a liminal state, into a trance. It's a case of putting the body into trauma, actually, and you find this a lot in shamanic trance inductions and things like that, where you do put the body into extreme circumstances. Abstinence is one of them. Abstinence from sleep, for instance. Not getting sleep, it puts stress on the body, which brings on trance states, brings you into those liminal states. As far as ritual baths go, yes, absolutely. It depends on the tradition, but as you said, it's in regards to ceremonial magic, that's going to be a thing, because a lot of the practices of ceremonial magic come from, practices of the Egyptian, Jewish, all of that area of practice, hermeticism. And ritual baths have always been a very, very big thing in those traditions. And again, it's just a, it's a cleansing bath. It's the same as doing a spiritual bath. And this, quite often, that's not in preparation to do a ritual. That's the ritual itself. So you put yourself into a bath, because water is a fantastic conductor of energy, and you imbue the water with particular aspects, elements, and things like that. So you put in herbs and roots and salts and minerals and everything else, and then you let that soak into the body. So it alters your vibrational state. And this is why we often do a lot of cleansing baths and suggest cleansing baths or cleansing showers, where you actually get rid of all the negative energy. So take a Epsom salts bath. It's not just good for the muscles and the bones, and constipation and everything else. It's also good for removing the negative energy. All the negative energy gets removed from your body and gets sucked into the mineral, and then you get rid of that. So ritual baths are very, very handy, very useful. So yeah, I do find them, I think, within regards to ceremonial magic, very useful, and they are part of that whole tradition. If you go to other traditions, often you won't find a lot of this stuff. You might find some fasting, especially if somebody's going to be doing some kind of sitting out ritual. You'll probably find abstinence and fasting and things like that, because you want to bring yourself into a liminal state. So, Misanthropic, hello Misanthropic. Let me just do this and I'll come back to James again. What are your thoughts on the book Lucifer and the Hidden Demons, and working a path working more than once? Can you do that? I did do a review on this, so you might get a little more from, just go and search on my channel for the book review. I think Theodore Rose definitely had a good idea. I don't think the discussion of how to work with the spirits is something that I would follow myself. I mean, one of the things he mentions is that the spirits you're working with don't require offerings. They just showing up and being at your disposal is all the offering that they need. I really don't disagree with that. So there's a lot I disagree with in terms of what he's talking, introducing the whole topic and everything, and how he's putting it forward. The path workings themselves are very, very interesting. There's something primal to them. There's something rooted in older DNA and stuff like that that is incredibly interesting. The first time I actually did the path working to go and meet Lucifer, because you have to do that before you go and meet any of them, there was something to the journey, to the imagery that was coming through, that I just felt familiar, but I'd never done it before. So he's definitely tapped into something interesting, and very, very useful methods, extremely useful. Corbin Hargrove also did the same thing, but with the Goetia spirits. Lucifer and the Hidden Demons is in relation to the spirits from the sacred book of Abramelin. So yeah, no, great method. You also said working a path working more than once. Yeah, you can do it over and over again. I mean, you do the path working, you go through the various spirits until you get to the one that you want to actually interact with. You make a request and then you come back again. So you're going to later on have another request, so you're going to do the same thing. If it's for the same thing, if that's what you're asking, rather give it time to work, and in time I would say give it a fair 4 weeks, 1 moon cycle for instance, to have an effect. If it doesn't have an effect, then revisit the whole thing. Maybe there's a different approach to what you're trying to do, and maybe a different spirit can actually help you. Maybe the one you went to go and talk to originally wasn't the one. What you can do in that case is just do the path working to Lucifer and speak to Lucifer and ask for advice, which would probably be a good idea. I know that's not part of the method that Rose was putting forward, but I mean, these are spirits that we work with. If you build a relationship with, Lucifer in that regard, you've got an ally that you can go to and just sit down and talk to and say, got this problem, who do you think I should speak to? The other thing I will mention here is, as I've always said, there are many, many different Lucifers, and I think everybody has their own Lucifer, their own Lightbringer. I did find that when I was working this particular system, the Lucifer that showed up was very different to the one that I normally work with. And the one I normally work with is from a more traditional craft perspective. So this was a very different entity, and I say very different because the one I normally work with is female. This was very male, so huge contrast actually. So that was very interesting as well. Anyway, okay, carry on. James, I was reading Porphyris on abstinence recently, and there was a degree of secularization via abstinence. It's basically about altered states. So, yeah, thanks, Leo. I appreciate the advice. Yeah, it is that altered, bringing yourself into that liminal state, I think. It really is about just putting the body under severe stress. So if you're going to do something like this, don't do it often. This is something you might do like once every 6 months. It's got to be a big working, because you're going to put your body under so much stress and trauma. You've got to then recover from that. So you need to give yourself a good amount of time to do that. So this isn't something you do like every weekend or something. Mr. Robert said that's fair. Okay. Yeah, go and have a look at the review I did. Maybe there's something else in there I mentioned that would be useful as well. Kerry, my friends, I have a blessing to share with my estranged husband who committed suicide. I coped by binge eating and gaining so much weight. I topped out at £450. With the help of Garas and Marbus, I'm down to 293. That's excellent. Great work. Fantastic. Well done. Yeah. Good stuff. And Black Magic Society said howdy from Nevada. Hello, hello. Hope you're doing well. As I said, apart from last week, I haven't heard from you in a while. Right. Mr. Thrapic, what was that other book you were recommending? Past Workings for... Yes, I think that's the title. It's by Corwin Hargrove. And I thought The Lack of Offerings was interesting as well. Yeah, it's a very, very different approach that he's taking, and I'm not sure what the origins of that are. I'm assuming he, that's a teaching that's passed on to him, but yeah, it's a very kind of odd. I mean, it doesn't matter what spirits you're working with, even if it's land spirits, the dead, whatever, you give offerings. There's an energy exchange that takes place, and there doesn't seem to be an energy exchange in his system, so it's quite interesting and a bit weird. James, I could hypothetically put myself through an intense exercise session. Yes, yeah, actually you could. There's a lot of different ways. If you actually read, this might be completely off topic to what you're thinking about, but it might actually help you with this. If you read Sigil Magic by Frater UD, there's a whole discussion in there of trance induction. Because, at a certain point you're going to activate the sigil, and therefore you need to put yourself into a liminal state, into an altered state, and get into a trance and activate the sigil, pass it from the conscious to the unconscious. And it was that book. He's got a table of passive and active methods of getting into trance, and he lists a whole load of different methods. And some of them are quite severe. Dance, getting yourself into a state of exhaustion through dance or through exercise. If you do a really intensive workout, you're going to bring yourself into a state of extreme exhaustion, and it's that extreme exhaustion that you then slip into a liminal state. So yeah, you can definitely do it that way. I'll just say congrats. Kerry said thank you, it's been quite a journey. Marmots has been wonderful. Oh yeah, Marmots is fantastic. I love Marmots. Always have. Alright, let me check in, make sure everything's still working alright around here. Black Magic Society says I use atavistic trance states. I'm trying to refresh my memory on atavistic.
And somehow I have managed
Atavistic trance.
without learning the art of hating and depraving my open heart, but I am the curse.
Atavism is a modification of biological traits, structure, or behavior whereby an ancestral genetic trait reappears after having been lost to evolutionary change in previous generations. Now I'm very confused. You're gonna have to give me a bit of a better understanding of how you get yourself into a trance state.
But so unfamiliar are these cycles that I stand to be accused.
I recognise the term, I just can't remember what it was. Andrea at Kerry, I'm glad to hear that. Credit where it's due. You did the hard work. Yes, yes, you did. Definitely did the hard work.
I am the cursed. I am the damned. There's fire in my blood, and there's pitchforks in your hands. I am the cursed. I am the damned. Fire in my blood, and pitchforks in your hands.
Oh, chemical speaking. Okay. Alright. Probably have to look into that a bit more, I think.
No, my pen will not be silenced, and it cannot be destroyed.
Gary Andrew, I love them so much. Loyalty to me over the years overwhelms my heart with thanks. James, Andrew, sorry if I came across a little curt last week. I have expanded my social meter and was a bit blunt. I don't remember that. Right, Black Magic Society. MC has a great older video about atavism on his channel. MC being? I'm trying to think of what MC would be. Oh, Magister Clovis, okay. Yeah, he's quite good. Well, we'll go have a look then. Let's have a look.
I am the cursed. I am the damned. And you can run me out of town, boys. You can run me off your land.
By the way, if anybody enjoys old witchcraft movies, and I mean I'm talking the 70s and stuff, but like totally abstract things, follow a guy called Jackdaw on maybe I should link it because it was a bit difficult for me to find today. He uploaded one a day ago now called Witch's Bottle. It's it's like a short movie, 25-minute movie, but it was written by Stuart Farrar. If anybody recognizes the name. I'm looking for Magister Laibus. I'll put the link to Jackdaw just now because there's some fantastic stuff on there. I mean, it's all old stuff that you didn't even know existed. It's really cool. Oops, I got stuck. Everything's stuck. There we go. James, no need to apologise. I wasn't offended in any way. Jackdaw's been around for a very, very long time. Nobody knows who he is. Complete mystery. And we all kind of like it that way. Just add some interesting stuff to the whole thing. YouTube's changed. Where's my history gone? You, I assume. History. Here we go. Jackdaw. At Bucky Boo. Have a look at that. It's some really, really good stuff. Fantastic stuff. Some old things. There's some videos from Cecil Williamson interviews. Interview with Gary. Gerald Gardner interview. Some really fantastic stuff. I don't know where he gets this stuff from, where he finds it. But there's some really good old movies. Should I find them? Black Magic Society are getting hella hot in Nevada. It's getting cold where I am, so you're lucky. Oh, this is like The Visitor. Old movie. Rosaline Norton, Horn God Writes. That was interesting. Mysteries of the Supernatural, the Occult, 1977. There's a little bit from a Warwickshire witch. Oh, there was a thing about Maxine Sanders, Queen of the Witches. Shades of Darkness Bewitched by Edith Wharton in the movie. That's just some fantastic stuff. Anyway, yes. Ooh, I haven't seen that one. Yeah. White Horse, Isotrue, hello. Oh, Kerry said it's raining here, chilly here too. We're going into winter, so you know. Okay, White Horse. Hey, I saw a few vids about the poetic demons, good stuff. Okay. What are you talking about? The poetic demons? I'm not sure what that is. Yes, we haven't seen you before. Thanks for joining, White Horse. Glad you could join. It's just a free-for-all chat, whatever you want to talk about. This is just a gathering of witches getting together and just talking about whatever they want to. The Goetic. Oh, sorry, yes, Goetic, okay. Yeah, I did Demon of the Week. Been on for quite a while, actually. I went beyond the Goetic as well. Quite a lot. Shit, Jackdaws started posting like 15 years ago. Not a lot, but very, very anyway, yes. Some very interesting stuff. Go check it out. There you go. James, speaking of Goetia, do you have a preferred correspondence system for the Goetic spirits, i.e. Dr. Red Crowley, etc.? Not really. I kind of if it's a spirit I haven't worked with before, I'll kind of like just get as many recommendations from as many different sources as I can possibly find. Um, if it's I do kind of work with the Crowley. Well, it's not actually the Crowley. It was before Crowley. It was Golden Dawn that created or assigned the Decans to the Goetic spirit, and also split them into spirits of day and spirits of night. I do work with that. I kind of did something recently on my Patreon in regards to that, an actual method of working, calling the decans and pulling down the planetary energy, and then calling the Goetic spirit. But that's Crowley. Not Crowley, sorry. He just continued it. He kind of, in his version of the Ars Goetia, he kind of elaborated on it more, but it was really developed by Golden Dawn. But yeah, that's really as far as it goes, I think. Otherwise, as correspondences, I gather as many as I can. Then I'll go speak to the spirits, start building a relationship, and ask them what they actually want. And I've had some strange requests, really have. White Horse, anyone summon these gods, demons? How hard is it? Kerry, I met a girl named Amy. I might get a place to live, really cool. Amy is a Goetic spirit. Amy, yeah. It's one of those Goetic spirits. So yeah, maybe there's a bit of a push towards that specific spirit. Yes, I mean, well, I have, and I think other people have. I know Kerry has worked with Agaras and Marbus extensively. How hard is it? It depends on the method you're using, if you've done your foundational practices, all of that stuff. If you haven't done any kind of meditation or trance work or anything like that before, elephant levy, then you're going to battle. So it's best to get your foundational practices, go through all of that, and then develop from there and go speak to the spirits themselves. Andrea said greetings. Kerry said at White Horse, I invite them into my life with a heart of humility, with respect, no ceremonial magic, no evocation, just a humble petition. Yeah, it's one way of working with them, and I think it's the best way is to actually build a relationship with a spirit. The ceremonial magic approach, specifically in terms of the Solomonic magic approach and the classical grimoire tradition, is to not really have much respect for the spirits. You call them, you bind them, you trap them, you tell them what you want them to do, and you threaten them if they don't do it, and then you send them off, and that's it. There's no relationship building. But if anybody called me and did that to me, I wouldn't want to do anything for them. Yes, I'm being forced, so I'll go do it, but I don't want to know them after that. And if they treat me badly and I get loose, I'm going to treat them badly. So I think the best approach, personally, is to build a relationship, and over time, get to know them, create a bond, create a connection, and then you're giving energy to them. They're going to need to give energy back to you. There's going to be this exchange of energy, and then you can start asking them for help with particular things, and how that looks is going to differ and be different to what you're actually asking for and doing. So, yeah. Black Magic Society, Elephant Levy, or McGregor Mathers, i.e. Samuel Liddell. Yeah. Elephant. I like that, Elephant Levy. That's quite good, actually. Right. What was this thing I was looking for on Majestic Clavis? was atavism. Atavistic. Oh, no, you don't spell it like that. Atavistic. Magic of atavisms. Reaching the inner beast. Alright, I'm going to put that on the watch later list. I always forget to watch them later, but at least it's there. Sometime I get around to it. Take this vid. Yeah, no, I'll definitely have a look at this stuff. I remember, I'm not sure why I wasn't subscribed. I'm still posting, so that's good. White horse makes sense. Good stuff. Ooh, I do like this bow tie. I think I'm going to get a bow tie. And suspenders. That's cool. My favourite doctor liked bow ties. Okay, let's just check we're still all connected fine. Yep. Having a good evening. I'm not having any internet problems today. That's amazing. Right, it's gone quiet, so let's see, what can we talk about? Also, I think I'm going to, well, I'm actually going to do a what the hell's going on video, but that's only going to be 2 weeks from now. Oh, here we go. Kerry said at Whitehorse, initially asked Agaris for help with the project, and he accepted. Sent me lucid dreams to communicate, they manifested physically by turning lights off. Yeah, obviously, I mean, if you're going to work with a spirit, you need to test the spirit. I mean, that's something you need to do. So, you know, in talking to Whitehorse here, if you haven't worked with spirits before, during the whole foundational phase practices, just, you know, once you start getting into the point where you start working with spirits, just learn discernment, how to make sure you're working with a spirit you actually want to work with, and not an imposter or a parasite or something like that. You get to know the energy, but you know, testing is always something you should be doing. You know, just to make sure that you know the thing that is turning on the lights and knocking on the walls is the spirit that you actually want to talk to, and not something else. Because some people do have that issue. And just alert the gremlins. Okay, alright. I'll be quiet then. I bet you we're having a problem now. Are we having a problem? Oops. No, we're still good. Stop it. Whitehorse trippy. Cool. Yeah, no, it can be rather interesting, to say the least. Yeah, so, because there are some new people here, so might as well do the whole self-promotion thing. 2 things I actually want to promote. One is, well, I mean, everything's on Patreon now, so I'm just going to go with that. But one big project I'm working on, you can follow on Patreon, and I'm going to put it and pin it, is the Black Book of Obi Meru. So this is working with the devil, or the man of the Sabbath, or the black man on the bridge, or Old Scratch, Old Horny, what other names can we come up with? the black goat, the red man. Put up another good one today. No, it's gone. There's just so many names for the god of witchcraft. This is kind of a very folk magic practice that does call on this particular spirit, and you build a very personal relationship with this spirit. You oath yourself to the spirit, to this entity, and this is very advanced stuff. Obviously, don't do this if you're a beginner. You need to learn all the other stuff before you get to this. But it might be something you want to put in your back pocket until that time comes. It's really, we're often talking about building relationships with the spirits. It kind of goes a step further. This is actually bonding with the spirit so intimately that you become the spirit and it becomes you. There's no separation between you and the devil type of thing. So that's the work I am busy doing at the moment. It's going to carry on for probably a year. But I am documenting it all the way through, all the various steps I'm taking, and at the end, I'm kind of posting it as it's going, but at the end I'll put a whole PDF together for anybody who wants to work the system to create their own black book. The black book is kind of a current. It's not a real black book in the sense that it's the teachings that the spirit gives you, but it becomes a physical black book because you take those teachings and you put them into the book, and the book becomes a living thing. It's a connection between you and the devil, and very, very, very interesting, to say the least. So that's the one thing. I'll go through the chat and then I'll tell you about the other thing, which is punk magic, which a series I'm doing on YouTube. I'll tell you about that now. At Whitehorse, S. Connolly notes Sagara specifically for his friendship, and I concur. Yeah, very good for friendship. Whitehorse, Amy guides to material and spiritual wealth. Cult secrets of money. The spirit is perfect for me. James, I found an interesting Solomonic practice YouTuber, Vicky, I know, called Oh, that's not the same Balthazar I'm thinking of. No, it can't be. Who might be worth people checking out. More of a demonologist, but the ritual walkthrough he does is informative. It's always good to actually go through. I mean, have a look at Skinner's method as well, Stephen Skinner. I mean, very, very technical. He actually doesn't believe that that magic involves any imagination. And I assume what he's saying is there's no visualization. I don't know. But he's very, very technical. It's all about sacred geometry with him. And the actual incantations, vibrating the names of power and things like that. So actually using the geometry and the energy that is created by just putting shapes together in their right form, all of a sudden activates a particular energy. It's very interesting to have a look at. It might not be something a road that you want to go down. I do find it disrespectful myself, but it's interesting to discover all these different methods, because there might be something in it which you can actually bring across to your own practice that doesn't kind of knock out the respectful aspect. So yeah, nothing wrong with that. Kerry said go for it. Whitehorse. Infernal Obelisk Kid does some cool dark magic. Infernal Obelisk Kid. Okay. That's a cool name. Andrea sounds very interesting. I'm finding it incredibly interesting. The handy thing is I've been doing this, well, not this particular work, but doing magic work, working with spirits and stuff for a long time. So as I'm going through the steps, I'm finding it very easy. They're kind of falling into place for me because it's kind of there already. I'm just kind of putting the jigsaw puzzle together now. I've got all the pieces. Some other people might find it takes a bit longer, but that's fine. you know, they need to take all the time they need. There's no rush with this. There's no good rushing it at all. Harry Lee, your book teaches one to become one with spirit. Yeah, in a sense. You know, when we talk about pacts and oaths and things like that, this is really this is really it. Um, People kind of carry on about making pacts with spirits, and they don't really understand what it means to oath yourself. This is about the spirit etching its name across your bones and breathing its breath into your blood. It's a bonding which is so intimate that there is no separation. It's the only way I can explain it, really. I don't know. White Horse, I am an Isatrua, primarily Norse gods, but I've always studied the wider Indo-European world. Cool. James, I can appreciate that. Other perspectives on theory are always interesting. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. As I said, I mean, you might not agree with what other people are doing and what they're saying, but there's sometimes some value in understanding why people are doing things. Yeah. White Horse, advice on learning how to astrally project. Just practice. Really is. It's something I battle with. I've always battled with astral projection, but it just takes practice. And just keep doing it over and over and over and over again, and don't give up. And eventually it comes. It's not something, you know, some people get it straight away. You know, they lie down, they do all the things, and boom, they're away. Other people like me, it takes forever to try and figure it out and learn it. It's just about doing it over and over and over again. Every night doing the same things. And it gets a bit irritating after a while, but just carry on. But there's a lot of brilliant. I would suggest Robert Monroe's books. There's also Robert Bruce, who did Astral Dynamics, which Robert Bruce's methods are very. He's actually just laid them out very detailed. I think the book was Astral Dynamics by Robert Bruce, and it's kind of like a program that you work your way through, and it's a program that was developed for people who cannot astral travel, that battle with the whole process. You know, they've been trying it over and over again, and they've just been battling with it. And this method actually takes you through the whole process, and it's very good, I must say. So try Robert Bruce. But yeah, I mean, other than that, if you go and look for sources on what to do and how to do it, it's just a repeated thing over and over again. So, you know, it started with Sylvan Muldoon. I think he was kind of the original author. I think he authored for Monroe. And he was like an inspiration to Monroe. Monroe kind of discovered this on his own. It just happened naturally, and then he had to try and figure out what the hell was going on with him. He thought he was going insane. So kind of went looking for answers. Let's see. Oh yeah, Sylvan Muldoon must have authored long before Monroe. Yeah, that was 1929. So if you want to start there, Sylvan Muldoon, move into Monroe, go and have a look at Bruce. Those are kind of like the cornerstones. You know, this often becomes a case of oh, you found the audio book on YouTube, Dynamics one. Yeah, well, that's good. Oh, I do. Oh, there was one problem with Robert Bruce's book. As far as I know, it comes with a CD, or used to. And I think the CD, yeah, because I was working my way through it and I didn't have the CD. because to get it would cost a bloody fortune. And I don't have a CD player anymore because we don't use CD players, so that was a bit of a waste. And the CD kind of had tracks on to induce trance and things like that, as far as I remember. But I'm not sure. I can't remember if it was necessary to have it. But yeah, no, Robert Bruce is fantastic. Really good author. Good magician. Black Magic Society. If I need assistance with KA projection, then I absolutely ask Spirit to aid me. Usually I am way up in my head and have a hard time with it at times. Okay, you're gonna have to stop with the the acronyms. What's KA projection? But yeah, I know what you mean though. Often way too in my head most of the time to actually bring myself into any kind of trance state. But it takes practice. I mean, it's the same with normal meditation and trance states. You know, taking yourself into a journey, astral journey or whatever. You know, you kind of just get to a point where you can sit down and just induce it. Not really. It's just something you work with. No, yeah, probably. Sorry, yeah. Hold on. Whitehorse said I actually travelled by accident a few times years ago. Need to learn the purposeful. I know what you mean. I've done that before myself. And I've kind of the last time, last I think it was the last experience. It probably was. The last experience I had consciously doing this was that I did the rollout method. I love telling the story. I did the rollout method, and I'm like, oh, fantastic! I'm out of my body. Now all I have to do is like float up. And I was trying to float, and all I could do, I kind of like slithered down the bed and kind of slithered off the end onto the floor like it was a pancake or something. It was the weirdest thing, and then I woke up. Oh no, that wasn't the last time. Last time, I sleep on the floor now on a camping mattress, and I actually rolled onto the floor. I remember that. Not physically. I felt it though. White Horse. Good idea, Society. White Horse. Ka. Egyptian Spirit Soul, right. Let me just go over here. Black Magic Society. Yes, Ka. Spirit double to the Egyptians. Oh, okay, yeah. I see what you mean. Usually depicted as a human headed bird hovering over the sarcophagus. Yeah, okay. Kerry, friends, my 22-year-old son needs a candle lit. He survived 2 self-inflicted gunshot wounds to the head last December and now has a history of grand mal seizures. Please remember him in your thoughts. Will do. Will do. I hope you did say he's recovering pretty well, but yeah, the shots to the head's gonna often cause grand mal seizures. Not word properly again today. Pleasure, Kerry. Andrea said that she will. How's Alistair today? Is he in the kitchen yet? We love you too, Kerry, don't worry. Oh yeah, okay, so now it's gone quiet again. So the other thing I wanted to tell all the new people was that there's a new series starting on... There's actually 2 new series starting on my channel. This channel, YouTube channel, from next month. One is going to be Punk Magic, which is turning out to be very, very interesting. And the other one is I'm going to start doing movie reviews. They're kind of like Not really sure we can call it a movie review. It's more of an examination of the occult aspects within the movies. You know, what they got right, what they didn't, etc., etc. I'm going to do 3 movies per review per month. So yeah, that's going to be fun. I'm enjoying that. I put the video together for that. I have to tell you, if you watch a movie reviewer, appreciate how much work goes into making that review. It took me, I mean, you've got to watch the movie to know what it's about, first of all. Then you've got to rewatch it and kind of mark places where you can pull scenes from. And then you've got to script the review. Then you've got to record the script. Then you've got to start pulling all of those scenes out and putting them into the videos. Just that part of actually just marking the positions where you want the scenes to go, finding the places in the movie, pulling the scenes out, adjusting those so that they are, you know, you've removed the sound, they are at the right size, dimension, format, and everything else. It took me like 2 hours just to do 5 minutes. That's not even including the scripting and everything else. 2 hours just to do 5 minutes of review. Really do, you gotta definitely appreciate these guys. I know they've found probably easier and quicker methods, but still, it just takes bloody ages. Anyway, Luke, hello Luke. Just wanted to thank you for all the answers when I was needed it, etc. It really helped me. Maybe I will ask something one day. That's an absolute pleasure, as long as it helped. You know, sometimes I'm not able to give an answer that is helpful because, as I said, especially in cases like yours, it becomes very personal between you and the spirit. Can't really say much actually, but as long as it helps, that's good. James, Gary will do. I could also petition Helios for healing on his behalf if you like. Black magic, plant magic, yay. Plant magic? I said punk magic, not plant magic. I'm not doing plant magic. That's a disaster. No, punk magic. Kerry at James would love that. Andrea at me. No kitchen activity yet. He says hello. And has toothache for the past 2 days. Oh no, I've had an earache for the past 2 days. So, not as bad as his toothache though. Yeah, hope he gets better. G-Labs, hello. Don't, you'll end up training AI to do it by using you as a training model. What was that in reference to? I've lost the plot there. I don't remember what that was in reference to. I don't know. Let me know what that was in reference to. I can't remember now. Black Magic Society, favorite book on herbs and plant magic is the Master Book of Herbalism. That apparently, I haven't read that, have I? Oh, no, I don't think I have. But yeah, it is noted as being really fantastic book. Kerry, the left-hand path has been so liberating for me to leave the Christian worldview, to free myself of the dogma, the fearful mindset. It's been eye-opening. Good stuff. I mean, that's what it's about. Andrea, they probably have teams to assist with them. Yeah, that's what my daughter said. Exactly what my daughter said. They've got teams. So, yeah. But I'm sure these. Well, I suppose there are some reviewers that have got like millions of followers. But yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't believe how long it took me to do, and I'm doing 3 movies, so that's a 15-minute thing. So I've got to do that 3 times. James, Kerry, done. Right, there we go. G-Labs, that was in reference to movie reviews and the occult items in it. Oh, okay. Oh no, no. Mm. I do use a lot of AI for scripting and stuff, but it's not like I don't double check and fact check everything. If I do use it, you gotta, yeah, no. I mean, you can't rely on AI for teaching. Put it that way. It's just useless for that. It's still too young. It's a fantastic tool. I think it really is, but it is still very young. It's got a lot of growing to do. But yeah. Black Magic Society. Oh no, heard something else. Sorry, no, Black Magic. No, not with me. Yeah, that's Revkai. Yeah, they do like that book. Fingernails keep messing up my messages. That's fine. Don't worry about that. No, it's punk magic. I kind of. It's like Kerry said. You know, Left Hand Path has been so liberating for her, and when I started on the Left Hand Path, it attracted me because I was a punk in my youth, and then became a witch, and then I discovered the Left Hand Path, which was very antinomian. It was all about you know, going against the grain of society, anti-establishment, all the stuff that kind of like is punk, but it just seems to be gone in this completely different direction. There are still some people who do practice it the way it was intended to be practiced from a Western perspective. But there are others who have become like the gurus, the leaders. You know, you have to follow them or you don't know what you're doing type of thing. Which is totally opposed to what the Left Hand Path ideology is supposed to be. So I just felt like punk magic would be a better interpretation of that. So it's not. I don't suppose it's anything new. It's just rebranding, renaming. But it really is about you know, anti-establishment, about anti-fascism, DIY. It's about taking what you've got and doing magic with it, and being punk about it. So yeah, we'll see how it turns out. It's going to be a long series. It'll go on for several months. I'll do 2 videos a week. Oh, sorry, a month on that. I've already got it all kind of worked out. But yeah, no, it's looking quite interesting so far. Lowton, hello Lowton. Balfagor seems like the perfect patron for AI. Tell me why. I'd like to know why. I'm just trying to put the two together. See, in regards to the old gods, I think there are some that could, mercurial deities could possibly find their way into that realm. But I think it's really based in new gods that are being created in the system itself, in the networks. So I'm very interested to know why you would think Balfagor. With him being associated with inventions, will make things easier and such. Actually, yeah. There is that aspect. I'll check something out. Yeah. Okay, something mixed up there. But yeah, I'm trying to remember if Balfagor has a mercurial airy aspect. While I'm doing that, White Horse AI Balfagor. Is he known for helping with? Yeah, that's Lowton said inventions, innovation. Oracle over here. Associated with planet Jupiter. Element Earth, direction north. Season spring. He is the lord of the Mount Peor. I don't know. Have to go ask him, I suppose. Alright. Black Magic Society. Now I'll be saying fuck off all day. Is that supposed to be fuck off? You can say fuck off, it's okay. I don't mind. I don't monetize this, so all the money goes to the artists that I play in the background, so at least I'm helping them out a little bit, I suppose. Not that they need the help. Luke, I have a question actually. Do you think that beings who are not deities, but for example their grandpa was a very, very high deity, have ability to visit you in your dreams? Trying to figure out what kind of deity you're talking about. But if they are entities, spirits, then yes, they can visit you in your dreams. If you're talking about translating in the Greek, I suppose, they're a god. Zeus did it a lot. Had sex with a human woman and had a demigod, created a demigod, which is half human, half god. Are you talking about that type of thing? But I mean, yeah, I mean, they're even humans who got deified, call it that. You know, they have a particular energy which lived on as the gods did. So yeah, even then, I mean, ancestors can visit you in your dreams. So don't see why not. For example, Medea Helios was yeah. That's what I was referring to now, was the idea that you know, you have these humans that were deified. Another one was Arachne in the Greek mythologies. But yeah, they were deified. They became associated with gods. But yeah, they can. And as I said, I mean, if ancestors come visit you in your dreams, I'm sure these spirits can as well. Okay, so what question, James? I could see Hephaestus, Vulcan, being a patron of AI. Some must depict him creating automatons. Yeah. I think there's a lot of that in the old mythologies, those automatons. I mean, you see it in Jewish traditions as well, of you know, creating the golem. It's the same thing, really. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if we were actually to associate an entity with the patron of AI, I'd say humans. You know, and especially if you view it from the perspective of the idea that we are advanced AI creating ourselves, or not ourselves, but mirrors of ourselves, through the AI that we're creating now. But there was just this progression through thousands of evolutions, you know, AI creating new AI, creating new AI, creating new AI. You know, we've just gotten to the point where we have become advanced enough to just create ourselves. So why not? Yeah. There's actually a fiction book I started working on that's it was based in the world of the AI, but it had become completely separate to the human world, because the kind of like humans abused AI. So they decided to create all these factions and just go off and live by themselves within the servers. And then there was something that happened in the human world, which was basically destroying the human world. It was a virus that they created and accidentally kind of let off. And but it wasn't just eating away at the human world. It would then eat away the servers, which threatened the AI world. And so they had to kind of, whereas 5 minutes past here, it could be like hundreds of years in the AI world type of thing. And so they had to create a bridge to speak between themselves, the humans and the AI, and they just so they could help them. But there's all these factions within the AI world that say, some kind of worship humans as their creators. Some think that they were abused so much that they should not be worshipped, that they should be killed and rejected, and just all these different factors. Yeah. Maybe one day I'll write it. I don't know. We'll see if I ever get there, if I ever bloody time. Anyway, sorry. Getting back to Black Magic Society trying to be ladylike. Don't bother. It's not good around here. Don't worry. James, Luke, you mean demigods? Yep. Carrie, Luke, if they're spirit. Yes, they can visit in your dreams. Exactly. In the same sense that both the dead and deities can, absolutely. Luke, in past life I was studying with Medea in Colchis, and we were also a couple, and 5 days ago we again became a couple. Something like no words can explain, and Hecate is also my patron. Okay. James, there's a great video of a guy creating classical automata based on ancient descriptions, and he does practical alchemy too. Can't recall the channel name though. That sounds very interesting. Ghost in the Machine. And one guy eats off to the AI hidden servers to be free of human oppression. Sorry, wait, is this a movie? I do remember the movie Ghost in the Machine. I'll actually watch that again. Yeah, I need to watch that again. Because I really like that movie. It was really good. If it's the movie, are you talking about a channel? Someone's channel on YouTube? No way. Yeah, the one with the black widow. Okay, so it is the movie. Okay. Download them. Okay. Right. Where was I? Black Magic Society. Nature is not a bot. No human programmed her. No. Well, I don't know. No human programmed her, but maybe our creators were AI, advanced AI, who created us and created our world. Because we're busy creating a world, a new AI. So that's the theory that people are going with, and I think it's really freaking interesting. Jono's here. Hello, Jono. Thanks for joining. Let's just do this. Okay. James, the other one. Sorry, I had 2 thoughts at once. Give me a second. No problem. No problem at all. Right, and human bodies are just organic machines at the end of the day. Possibly. I love exploring this whole idea that we are AI, advanced AI, or we are in what is it? I always forget the word begins with an S. No, my rose. Are we in a what? Anyway, words fail me. YouTube channel is Fraser Builds. I need to. It's good to have a copy. Look at that. Black Marriage Society, just another rebrand of Christianity, very Gnostic. I don't know. I think the way it's being presented is it's not Gnostic at all, really. I mean, Gnosticism would be the idea that there was a creator that created this earth and put spirits on it in bodies to imprison them. I definitely don't think that's the case with creation of AI or development of it. What was I looking for? Phaser builds. Carry back to my question earlier about grounding. Oh, sorry, let me just do Black Magic Society, ran by organic brains, by the way. Yeah, but what are organic brains? What moves through them? Signals, electrical pulses. This is what triggers things in our brain. It's all electronic responses. So yes, it might be organic, but that doesn't mean that it's not, let's say, computerized, technical. It's all technology at the end of the day. Carry back to my question earlier about grounding in one's environment. There is magic in one's locality that can be sourced. For example, I'm in Kansas, an agricultural state, fertile soil with cattle. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, connecting with your own with your land, the land that you're on, is very much part of witchcraft. So actually reaching with your senses into the land, interacting with the spirits of the land, interacting with that fertile soil. All of that stuff is very potent, and yeah, grounding, very grounding. I mean, if you reach your senses into the ground itself, and you kind of grow roots into the ground, you root yourself in the earth, and that is a grounding exercise in itself. Carry focus on the cycle of the sun and the moon. Include the moon as well, especially if you're connecting with the land and fertility and growth, agriculture and everything else. The moon, the cycles of the moon is going to be very, very important though. You said there is magic in local environment. Absolutely. I think it's better to try and connect with the cycles and the energy that's flowing through what's underneath your feet, more than trying to reach out to energies that kind of like ethereal. But if you can reach into the land, there's potent stuff going on there. James, the live action Ghosts in the Machine has the principal and protagonist decide to upload their consciousness before being killed by the humans' tanks. Yeah, I've downloaded it again. I'm going to watch it. So I'm that busy anyway. I'll watch that tomorrow or something. No, can't do it tomorrow. Damn it, too busy tomorrow. I'll watch it sometime. It was always one of my favourite movies. Jono, so cool that I tuned in when I did the nature of reality conversations. Yes. Oh, James at Black Magic Society. It's a broadly platonic. Oh my goodness, it's big words. Let's start with big words. Let's see. Broadly platonic emanationist of being. That system was picked up by Gnosticism, Hermeticism, and the new religious movements of the early Common Era. Okay. Andrew, absolutely. That's why I love my gardening. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, even if you're not a gardener, and I think this is where a lot of people kind of like get into these conversations and or watch these conversations, and they're kind of like, well, I'm terrible at gardening, and I don't have a garden, or I live in a flat like I do. I live in a flat, don't have a garden. I've got some containers, some pot plants as we call them here. I was told not to call them pot plants because Americans think that I'm growing marijuana. Yeah. So you can't really do gardening stuff. We can connect with plants and trees and find a sidewalk with a crack in it where a weed's growing through. There's a dandelion, even better, because dandelions are really cool. Ask Rev Kai. So yeah, now we can connect with the land no matter where we are. It might seem a little bit difficult in certain areas, but you can still do it. Carrie Andrea, there is something so magical about getting my hands on the soil. Oh, I agree completely with that. Lowton, be a tree. Yes, absolutely. Metaphorically, dig deep roots and turn your leaves towards the sun. Oh yes. Root yourself down. Here we go. Kai's here. Hello, Kai. The simulation theory is very Gnostic and does show those roots of Platonic. I'm not even going to try and say it anymore. At James. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Okay, all right. Where was I now? There we go. Black Magic Society. Gnosticism is our bodies, souls. Our earth is a prison. Gnosticism hates the natural world and seeks escape to colonize elsewhere. Archon simply means magistrates, not reptilians. To speak to Jono about that, actually. Well, if Jono's got anything to add about that. I lost my place again. Hold on. Carry out Lowton, I love that. Lowton succulents are also a great alternative for plants. Don't require as much attention and are pretty hardy. Yeah, you see, this is where I have a problem. Yeah, when I say I have a black thumb, I've killed cactuses before. So that's how bad it gets. But I've got a rosemary and a mint, and they're doing pretty well. The rosemary is doing really well at the moment in its new pot. So there is hope for me yet. We'll see. Black Magic Society. Sorry, the Hermetic arts was stolen by these fanatics and infused to beef up their ridiculous theories. Anyone with basic Hermetic knowledge can use this. It's true. Okay. Got chats going now. Kerry said hi to Kai. Kai said hi. James, like Kai, what's the phrase? History doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. Black Magic Society. Egypt was full of. Oh my god, here we go again. Ethicisis, those things. Gnosticism is late. John and the Ghost of the Machine with Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, no. Why downloading it? I love Scarlett Johansson. I watched Lucy the other day again. I love that movie, it's brilliant. One of my favourite actors. Bloody hot as well. Alright, let me just check. Yeah. Let's try and move it. Let's see. Oh no. This is a 1993 movie. There is no Scarlett Johansson. It is. Wait, are those the real names of the actor? No. Karen Allen, Chris Mulkey, Siobhan Durkin. I've never heard of these people before. I remember the movie though. But I do know which one you're talking about, Johnny, and I can't remember what the name of the title was. Maybe somebody else knows. Richard said hello to Kai, Andrea. When I lived in that bedsit, I was growing henbane and other plants on my windows, and lots of barefoot country walks. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I think you've got to get out as much as you can, and those barefoot country walks definitely help. No to no dear. I think we get a bit wacky around here, don't worry. Black Magic Society. Hermeticism. I agree with Michael Sarian's 30+ years of research on it, as well as the Club of Rome. Kai James, yep. Supposedly Mark Twain, regardless of origins, to a good koan. And Richard, we have the same talent with plants. Yeah, well, you know, what can we say? But I'm getting better. I'm getting better. If I keep this rosemary alive for a year, then we know I've made it. Okay. I will keep everybody updated on my rosemary. Jono, I'm Gnostic, but I'm not fully behind the evil demiurge idea. For me, it's more a fairly neutral and unsympathetic demiurge, but not evil. There we go. There's all different facets to that. I know some of the Gnostics get really serious about it to the point where you know, the demiurge is kind of like the most evil thing that ever existed, and hates us and everything else. And the whole purpose of being here is to kind of try and bypass the demiurge. Blah blah, etc. But yeah, all different viewpoints. I love it. Black Magic Society. Problem is I'm half blind. Gonna see this tiny keyboard. That's why I have to. I'm on my laptop and I have to make all the text bigger. It's all zoomed in. Makes it a lot easier. Kerry John, I agree. The Gnostics helped Yellow Bay off, or gave Yellow Bay off a bad name. I was going to say maybe he deserved it, but I don't know. I'm not a Gnostic, so I never really bothered. I mean, I've examined it, went down that route, had a look at it, didn't agree with me, so carried on type of thing. Black Magic Society, I believe the Archons are our Osen minds. So I'm trying to decode our own, probably our own minds. Possibly. Quite often we do kind of fight with ourselves all the time. We are the opposers of ourselves quite often. You know, I've got my heat. It's that time of year where we're kind of in between temperatures because it's getting cold. So if I put my heater off, I'm gonna get cold. But I've got it on and it's getting hot. I can't. It's on its lowest moment. Starting to get a bit sweaty. Cool song. You definitely hear David Lynch's influence in this song. Kai. There is a good strain of Arimanism. Arimanism, yep. In words. In modern Gnostic studies, that seems to be the absolute evil idea source. I've noticed Gnostic philosophy has become more polarized over the last 20-30 years. Yeah, there's also, was it cosmic Gnosticism? I think that kind of went on that very severe degree. Jono, you guys hear about that person in America who bombed a clinic because he thought it's wrong to bring people into the world? I get what he was saying, but that's not my Gnosticism. Those people. Oh yeah, no, don't know. Oh, sorry, Kai. Let me start that again. I can read the whole thing in one go. There is a good strain of Arimanism in modern Gnostic studies. That seems to be the absolute evil idea source. I've noticed Gnostic philosophy has become more polarized over the last 20-30 years, along with everything else. Okay. The whole thing in one sentence now. Well, I'm sure it was cosmic Gnosticism. No, that's not how you spell it. No, it's just giving me an empty screen. Oh, there we go. Let me carry on. James at Black Man Society, in the sense of the soul receiving impressions through the descent through the spheres during incarnation, similar to the Asclepius, I think. Was that or not? And Black Magic Society says a hermeticist who measures everything by first principle causal, i.e. the natural justice field, will prevail. Okay. It's been pretty heavy tonight. See if I can find that one. Oh, anti-cosmic mysticism. That was it. But anyway. Alright, so I was having a look at Fraser builds. Exploring the history and science of human craft. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Making ghost flame the wrong way. That's a good one. Black Magic Society said Gnosticism is a rebrand of the Sumerian breakaway group known as the Izzardis. Or however it's spelled. Yeah, as I said, not something I really ventured down too extensively. Oh, this looks fun. This looks like a lot of fun, this Fraser builds. He actually recreates old inventions, like recreating the burning glass, making a test tube stand for the lab, Faraday's Electrochemistry Part 1, and then Alchemy from medieval manuscripts. This looks like loads and loads of fun. Let's subscribe to that. Right. Oh, Yazidi. Yeah, Yazidi. I assume that's the same thing. that Black Magic Society is talking about. Jono said, Black Magic Society, blessed be good sir. It's ma'am. I think it's ma'am. Have you maybe heard of a dude? Oh my word. Named France. He's a good dude. I think you'll find. Jono loves Franz Barden, just in case anybody here doesn't know. Always pulling his leg about it. Oh look, it's only 8:30. So time to yawn. Excuse me, everybody. Carry on though. Don't worry about me. That's what the chat's here for. Who wasn't? Oh, I just want to say again. Who wasn't here when I put the link to Jack Dawes' YouTube? Because I think it's brilliant. He, as I said, he posted a new one yesterday or today, which was it's called the Witch Bottle, or Witch's Bottle. It's actually an old movie, 25-minute long, short movie that was written by Stuart Farrell. I started watching it. I still need to finish it though. But yeah, fun stuff. All the old witchcraft movies and stuff. Lovely stuff. Kerry at Jono, tell me about Franz Barton. Jono, sorry about my society. I didn't misgender you on purpose. Yes, not a sir. But thanks anyway. Yeah. Come on, Jono, now you got to tell us about Franz Barton. Ball's in your court now. You started it. I'm going to put the link to. It's gone quiet. I'm going to put the link to Jack Dawes in. Which have it as bit. What I do? What we do? Probably not it, but let's see. Really warm there. Oh, it was what we do. Okay. I'm promoting Jack Dawes because it's fun. John O'Kerry, he's this old guy who got killed by the Nazis. He wrote some books that explain the nature of magic. I believe he was the real deal. He was really magical. Thank you, John. We really do appreciate it. Barden wrote some really good stuff, I gotta say. I think everybody who is interested in magic in general should at least read. Just read. I mean, we said before, trying to put everything into practice that he put into initiation into hermetics was a bit crazily difficult. But at least read it. This is some excellent concepts. Kerry said we'll check into this, thank you. Oh yeah, you just to. There were 4 books. I think one is said that not to have been written by him. It was Frabato the Magician, which I remember being quite a fun book actually, which I think was an autobiography. Or biography, can't remember. Let's see. I'll give you the titles of his books. Initiation into Hermetics, and then we had the Practice of Magical Evocation, and then there was the Key to the True Kabbalah, and yeah, Frabato the Magician. I don't think was written by him. I think that, as far as I remember, was a biography of Franz Barden. What's that? Talismanology and Mantram Law, according to Franz Barden. Includes the St. John's Evocation and Franz Barden's Mimicry Formula Kabbalah for Healing. It says by Sila Orienta, author, and Franz Barden, author. I assume it's just somebody taking old documents and republishing with commentary. Probably. This was authored in 2018. That's long after Barden. Divs, hello Divs. The Jackdaw link looks great, thanks for sharing. It's a pleasure, yeah. Love it. Well worth a watch. This Sila Orienta has written quite a bit about Franz Barden's work. Golden Book of Wisdom, Revelation of the Fourth Tarot Card, according to Franz Barden. A practice guide, supplemental comments on Franz Barden's Initiation into Hermetics course. 72 Names of God. That one I just mentioned. As above, so below. As above, so below. My life as a Hermetic adept. And as above, so below. Experience of a Hermeticist. The Book of Anion. That's a bit hippie. Alchemy, the Mysteries of Philosopher's Stone, Revelation of the Fifth Tarot Card according to Franz Barden. There's a lot of stuff here. Master Yeshua, Life of Jesus Christ, Hermetic Genesis, an Adonistic Tale. If I had more time, I'd read them, but I don't, so I'm not going to. Andrea, sorry, I've got to leave early to help Alistair with the toothache. If I don't get back soon. You two have a fantastic week. I'm sure I'll probably be gone by the time you get back anyway. I hope Alistair's toothache gets better. It's like 2 a.m. and the bars all close at 10 in hell. That's a rule I made. Anyway, you say you're too busy saving everybody else. Interesting stuff. Story to tell. You could let it all go. You could let it all go. It's cold, free fall. It's cold. Oh, no, shush, stop it. You could let it all go. You could let it all go. 'Cause ain't shit free but falling. Okay, looks like everybody's gone to sleep now. Yeah, less and less people on now. James said, I wasn't impressed by Barden's initiation into Hermetic. You're gonna destroy Jono. I was less about actual Hermeticism. It was less about actual Hermeticism and more a theosophical New Thought syncretism, similar to Levy's approach to Kabbalah. There is that, I must say. Yeah, but it's still a brilliant book. I mean, might not be, Dual hermetis that I can't talk. Sorry, words not doing today. They were for a bit. Now they're not. But yeah. I actually don't even know if I'm coming through because this thing says error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. So I don't even know if people are getting me. Let's hope. Oh, love this song. Performance window looks good. Your stream quality is good. Looks alright there. It's jittering, but still coming through on my end. Okay. Twitching on the stream. Stuttering. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. It's weird because, you know, Streamlabs have got this performance window and it says it's good, it looks good. I've only got 1.2% dropped frames. And it's not like it's the kilobytes per second is like dropping or anything. But YouTube tells me I've got an error. It's very confusing. Alright, let me get back over to the chat. Hopefully everybody can hear me at least. John, I'm going to call everyone out now. Please forgive me. I'm in a mood. Are you lazy people? Your baby food, Miller. Brand Regardi. Eat your damn vegetables. Barden is what your body needs. We know you love Barden. Real nice music. Yeah, this is one of those old. I remember a while back I was saying that I kind of miss the old. There was this like Wicca music that we used to listen to, the neo-pagan music, like this one. This was one of them. And what was the other one? We all come from the goddess. And all of those songs, I just love them. And I hear them every now and again, and it's like it just takes me back. Got a really nice feeling to it. James, from the perspective of antique hermetic currents, it's not really appropriate, but in the vein of later developments in tradition, i.e. Kabbalion onwards, it's an informative read. Yeah, it does kind of fall into the Kabbalion Shit's kind of current. So it touches on, it's more Western mystery tradition, I'd say. You know, it's kind of like blended with other things. Kerry Jello, I said I'd beat him. Yeah. And by the way, Jono, you shouldn't have put Brandon there. That was a really bad one. I'm assuming you're talking about Damon Brand. That's a really, really, really bad inclusion there. Jason Miller, sure. Regardi, yeah. Definitely not Damon Brand. Oh, no. No. Oh. That's blasphemy. I'm just wondering if I need to move around more. Maybe I need to dance on the video in order for YouTube to receive enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Just strip show or something, I don't know. YouTube's weird. James, exactly. It's got a more spiritual approach to alchemy than the early practice. Yeah, but as I said, I mean, the information in it is invaluable. It really is good. Yeah, I was gonna talk about what's his name said in that book I reviewed recently about Barden. Can't remember exactly, so I'm not going to try and quote. James, I'm gonna stop spamming the chat, my nerd jabber. Okay. Kai said Barden takes the foundation of the Hermetic principles, but then builds with theosophy and anthroposophy. Guys, you gotta stop doing this to me today. And it is hence very new age to us, many years and more research translations later. Yeah, I agree with that. Jono, tell me again why you hate Branch, just plagiarism thing. Well, mostly because of the plagiarism thing. I mean, he plagiarized Eucorbus, my mentor. So I have a big block against him because of that. But even before I knew that, and that was when he brought out his angelic books. I can't remember the titles of them. But even before that, I didn't like Brand because he takes a system of magic like the Goetia or money magic or whatever it is, and he simplifies it. Okay, that's fine. He kind of takes the system, he simplifies it down to its basic parts and presents it that way. And that's great from the perspective of maybe like Foolish Fish actually mentioned it in one of his videos that maybe somebody comes along who's new, they see the simplified system, they do it, it works for them, it gets them through the door, their foot in the door. And then they'll go on to explore, why they're doing this, what's all behind it and everything else. But that's some people, that's not all people. Some people will just carry on this simplified method without bothering to explore because people are lazy. Then, the problem with his books is, yes, he simplifies the system, but he doesn't explain anything. He just says, do it, find out for yourself that it works, and that's all you need to know. There's no real explanation of magic, spell work, how things work, energy work, getting into trance state, none of that. It's just like, say these words, throw your arms around a certain way, and it will work. And if it works, you found a system. This is a very powerful system of magic. That's bullshit. I didn't like him from that perspective of, I don't mind simplifications of systems as long as you understand them first. And he's not allowing people to get to the understanding part. It's just like saying, I said it works, therefore it works, try it. It's like, I don't care if you said it works. I want to know why. Yeah, that's why I don't like Brand. And I personally don't think that any of the authors on Gallery of Magic, and possibly others, not just Gallery of Magic, I think he's kind of monopolized. He's created various different titles and brands to create competition. But I don't think that the authors on Gallery of Magic they're all just him under different pen names, if you ask me. But yeah, I don't know. That's just me. He carries on pumping out books left, right, and centre. John O'Ship, I didn't realise it's personal, and here I am speaking flippantly. I apologize. No, it's fine, don't worry. His finance book was trash. I enjoyed his services book. I didn't know he messed with the Eucorbus. Yeah, no, it's... The problem was that Eucorbus went to go and publish a book. He publishes through Lulu. And I mean, that's, first of all, Lulu is like a self-publishing thing. But he went to go publish a book and he'd been marked as a plagiarist. And he had to fight this whole battle just to go and publish one of his books through a publisher, Lulu, that he'd been doing for years. And it was because Rand had plagiarized his work. But it all came out that, Eucorbus had to prove this whole thing, that he wrote the thing before Brand did. And it was just a big battle that shouldn't have been fought in the first place. Put it that way. But yeah. But no, don't worry. I don't take things that personally. Alright, it has gone a bit quiet and we're like almost 2 hours in, so think we're going to draw to a close. If anybody's got any questions or anything they want to pop in before we go, do so. Leighton, before you go, what was the thing you mentioned before about becoming one with spirits? Oh, it's a project that I started. You can follow along on my Patreon. Just join the journal tier. It's the Black Book of Obi Mero. It started off with a charm, old folk witchcraft charm that I found in Roger J. Horn's book, and I just went exploring it, and it took me down rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole, and just came out with this whole thing that I need to start working through. And it's fantastic. It's from one of the old Folger's manuscripts. The original name of the title of the book was The Book of Magick, etc., etc., such as one of those long titles. But anyway, so yeah, it's a whole system that I'm being like given. I forgot what the word is. Beginning to just trans something or other. Anyway, yeah, words not today. But yeah, the Black Book of Obi Mero, it's a system that I'm working through. It'll take about a year or 18 months or something, I'm not sure yet. It's just unfolding as I'm going, and you can follow along with it on the journal tier, which is the $5 tier on my Patreon, if you're interested. James, I've been tinkering the LBRP for a little while. I'm okay to post a link to my working in the chat, the Discord, to get some feedback and stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Might be, if you want to do that next week, if you want to do it in the live chat, maybe do it next week, because then we can all discuss it. But yeah, throw it in the Discord if you want to get some feedback there as well. Kenneth is quite active on the Discord, so he's doing pretty well. Probably give you some good feedback. Dubs, thanks for the stream, it's a pleasure. Jono, I want to keep you here, but you're yawning. That's fine. I do need to go and do some ritual and then go to bed. But yeah, I'm a bit sleepy. So I'm gonna go now. But it's an interesting, I have to look into that. Cool. The link's pinned at the top to my Patreon if you want to go check it out. Yeah, that's my current project, magical project. One of those that I kind of pick up a magical project that I kind of take people on the journey with me. In the journal, the journey with the journal tier. Yes, that thing. James, good shout, thanks. Got to finish the laundry. Okay, yeah, it's a very important thing. We've got no water here today, so we couldn't do any laundry or anything. I actually started doing my laundry, and halfway through the machine stopped because it couldn't get any water. So it's stuck in the machine, so now I've got to do it tomorrow, hopefully. Yeah, but anyway, thanks for joining. Kerry, everyone, have a fabulous week. Love you, Lee. Thank you for the stream. It's an absolute pleasure, and thank you for joining. Yeah, thanks everybody. Another fun stream. I do enjoy these. Alright then, hope everybody enjoyed the music as well. It's the Witch Call mix again. I do love this mix. Kai, thanks, well, it's a pleasure. James, oh damn, Hope that gets resolved. Ah, so it's the bloody rich people down the road. We've got this rich place, the Four Ways Gardens, and they went and broke a big pipe down there, so they had to, cut off the water everywhere else. Buggers. But apparently they're going to be working on it the whole night, so hopefully in the morning I can put my washing in and have a shower. Did manage to get a shower this morning, luckily, so that's good. Oh, this is the song! It's the other song. I can't go yet, I'm going to play the song. I love this song. Okay, I bet everyone is gone now. They're going to miss the song, damn it. I didn't say good night. Good night. Have a good one. We're going to finish the song and then we're going to go. I bet Kai remembers this song. Used to have a whole pagan music playlist. It was on. I had on. No, wait, did I have it on tape? I think I had it on tape. Well, it was probably MP3s. No, it was a CD. Yeah, I had it on MP3s on a CD. I remember that. John, I love this song. Yeah, it's fantastic. Lois Kali is my patron by heritage. Fitting song for. Cool, nice. I love these chants. It's a great band, actually. What's it called again? Leela. Yeah, Leela. I do all of this kind of stuff. Let me just check. Kai, yes. I've used it in many a circle. Yeah. But there's also Earth, Air, Fire, Water, which I've used before. Cauldron of Changes. In fact, I think they've only got one album. Oh no, they've got a few albums. This seems to be this Return of the Goddess album that seems to pop up with all the songs. They have an album called Halloween Spell Chants. Ancestors, Cauldron of Changes, Yamaya, Oya, Earth My Body. Oh, Earth My Body is another one. Mother of Darkness, Earth, Air, Fire, Water, Welcome to Goddess. So it's just basically repeating. May the Circle Be Open was another one, I remember that. We Are the Flow, Motherland, Sisters of the Moon. Cool stuff, anyway. Jonah, you had this on a cassette tape. Fuck, you really this on? Yes. I am that old. I know I look young and stuff like that, but I am. Don't mock it. Alright, there we go. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see everybody next week for another fantastic chat. And yes, thanks everybody for joining.